Today is February 11th, 2026. I woke up in the middle of the night, can't sleep. I I know the police and the FBI watched me went through the statements of everything that happened yesterday on the 10th. People showed up here. There's a Dollar General on the way on down towards Magnolia on 800. One of the idiots were there lying to some girl. Oh, he found a court record where she was found insane. I was never found insane. He's lying. They're all lying. So I call them the Pinocchio group. The liar, liar, pants on fire call. They was lying. We went down through New Valley. And then we went to Dutch Valley Restaurant. When I went to leave, there was a white guy with white hair. And he's saying stuff. I was listening to Karen today. Or I was listening to her today. Her and her husband got into it because he took all that stuff to raise the sugar. He took so much he could have killed himself. That's why she yelled at him. He's a severe diabetic. He has to learn to control it better. See, that's why the VA loves me. Because when I first started dating Carl, his sugar was 350. Killing yourself, your sugar's too high. Told him I wouldn't date him unless he got it under control. We dropped it 100 points on an average in 3 months. His A1C was 9.9, was 7.9. Then it averages around 8 now. They want it down to 7.5. And yesterday he didn't want to eat breakfast. Well, he should have just drank a little bit of juice because it was going low. It was still within a normal average. He could even waited a little bit. No, he drank a bottle of juice and two glucose pills. That's like eating 4 Reese cups. My God, he had to use a lot of insulin. 3 or 4 bottles of water. Wait a couple of another hour or so. Give himself more insulin to get it knocked down. That's why I yelled at him. You can't do that. You gotta start looking at things, how much sugar they have, and what equivalent they are. See, he's been a diabetic for decades, but nobody ever cared. Nobody ever showed him how to control his sugar. He said, I've never had anybody care. See, that's why the VA loves me. No, because his blood work, he may be 80, but his blood work is equivalent to somebody in their 40s. I have him exercise, drink water, protein shakes, eat healthier foods, stay active. His blood work is equivalent to somebody in their 40s. They told him that his kidney level, even being a severe diabetic, because I make him drink a lot of water, his kidney function is as good as somebody in their 40s. He's gotten healthier since we've been together. You know, last week we went up to Fairlawn. I had an appointment. The lady is retired Navy. And I was talking to her about getting after him for sugar. She's like, he's such a good wife. You're such a good wife. I said, sometimes I swear he'll be the death of me. If his sugar's too low or too high, I make him carry juice, water, different things. So he needs it. She said, you're a really good wife. I said, I get after him. She said, you keep him alive. We were friends for almost 4 years now. He was a neighbor. I met him when him and his wife moved in. She was already really bad. I work home health care. I help people. It makes me feel good about myself. I seen her big oxygen tank. She was sitting at the edge of the truck and it's on the ground, so I walked over and offered to help her. Put it in the truck. She's like, that's what I have him for. But thank you, honey. Talked to her for a minute and go to work. After I got home from work that night, I came outside. He said, I wanted to thank you for offering to help my wife. I said, not a problem. I talked to him for a minute. Then different times he'd come out and he would talk to me. Then she got really bad. And he came up to me and said, would you just hold me? I need somebody to hold me. So I held him. We became closer friends. Closer. Then after she died, we kept talking. And when Dave fled the country, I had very little money because I wasn't getting my own money. And he gave me a room to stay in. He was already telling people he was in love with me. When he asked me out, I told him, I said, we're only friends. He said, would you give me a chance? I'll never hurt you. And I told him what happened to me. Times he's told me, I'm sorry what those people did to you. He said, I think God kept you alive because I needed you. And it wasn't too much longer. He asked me to marry him. 9 months, well, 7 to 9 months later, we got married. We've been married 10 months now. Been together for almost 2 years. I tell everybody I gotta marry my best friend. And like I said, when we first started dating, I told him, I said, I won't date you if you don't get your sugar under control. You won't make me a widow before you make me a wife. So he did really good at first. But being human, it's easy to cheat. I really get after him because it's essential to life. I know he has to have a little treats here and there, and I found all kinds of sugar substitutes, 0 sugar things. And we see if they will even raise the sugar. But I've got him like sugar-free Klondike bars, found a sugar-free bakery on Amazon of things he can eat that won't raise his sugar more than 4 to 10 points. That's nothing. And then it's like I bought him a rowing machine, a stationary bike, and now I got a treadmill coming. The VA said they want him to walk on a treadmill. It's too cold to walk outside. I do my best taking care of him. I love him with all my heart. He's a real sweetie. These people are nothing but drug dealers running around lying to people to pull off a scam here. That's all they're doing. They don't know the laws. they're just scamming everybody, like that guy in Dollar General on Route 800. Telling that girl I found a quarter while she was found insane. There was no such quarter. I never stayed in a state psychiatric hospital. They never got a hold of courts. Never had a commissary. I'm not on disability. I'm not I don't have a guardian. I don't have a social worker. They're lying. Just like they told people I had charges of rape and murder. My God. I have one traffic ticket from 1989 and I paid my freaking ticket. They lie. They thought if they made me out to be something horrible, they would have a right to kill me in front of people. Last Thursday, I was up in Fairlawn. Carl Sugar went to drop. We pulled in Pop Evans and I was going to get him something. Go to get out of our car. Two women walk out. I hope those church people realize how stupid they look. And actually how stupid they look. They're claiming that they had somebody drug her and tell her to say it before. And then they had somebody verify it. So now they got proof. That's not proof. There's no evidence of any crime ever committed. They're just saying they drugged somebody up and told them to say it. Then somebody would verify it. Do you realize how stupid they look? I know. See, they thought if they made me a dirty person, they could kill me in front of people. I'm not a dirty person. I had a dog bite in 24. Okay. I called a personal injury attorney. They said you have to have so much to have a case. Okay. You have to prove injury. You actually have to prove you got injured. Do you have pictures of the injuries? Yes. You have to went to the hospital. You go to the hospital? Yes. Verify the pictures match up with the injury. You have to have a treatment for it. Yes. Did you make a police report? Yes. I need to know who you talked to. And I said, well, you email the pictures in. I got that too. Okay. And with it being a dog bite, the dog warden had to be notified. Now you proved you were injured. You don't have all that proof? You can't say you were injured. Now you have to prove responsibility. I said, well, I got a witness. They even wrote out, I can have them write out a statement. You can always pay off a witness. Not good enough. I said, well, I made a phone call outside that home where that dog ran out in the yard and bit me. And they said, they could always say another dog did it. You have to have proof. Physical proof. The person or the animal itself hurt you. I said, well, I have the DNA from where the dog bit me, where it latched onto my coat. Won't let go and bit through into my arm. I have its DNA. I didn't wash my coat. She said, now you got a case. You don't have all that. You have nothing. What these people have is basically a roofie. And somebody's saying I'm part of a roofie. And I think they're lying on the second. All I got is a roofie. See, Dr. Haben on Frank Avenue. He's still open after 50 years. Okay. He told the investigators there was never any sign of any abuse on her children. No neglect, and they were very well taken care of. He's seen them from 1984 to 2002 for 18 years. Pediatrician. Yearly checkup, and then during the year, they've seen him at least 3 or 4 times or more. Colds, ear infections. In 2002, back in the middle of me having that medication here, and I was all swelled up in a lot of pain, I went in there one time. He said, you know, Karen, I never one time had to worry about you abusing your children, not taking care of them. I never had to worry about your children. They were always well taken care of. He said, the only one I worry about is you. He told the investigators there was never any sign of any abuse on any of those children. You know, people being abused, you can see in their face. They look down, they look away. You can see the hurt on them. My kids were happy, talkative, look you right in the eye, and talk your ear off. They still will. They're chatterboxes. Always were. Continually. Get an idea. They thought they could pull a fast one. Have somebody drug me up, tell me say something horrible. Or have somebody verify or report the brother drugs again. Go to jail for that. And I think they're lying. Nobody ever verified anything. They just lied. Just like they try to lie on Danny and Jen. They reported the tape of Weird with Yourself. And it's a shower scene in the other room. They already confessed to washing yourself. It's photoshopped. They didn't know anything about it. Just like on Thanksgiving of 18. Because I had called the FBI, Melissa got taped telling the kids to lie. The kids on Thanksgiving of 18 illegally bugged house got taped saying they wanted the house for Auntie Joe and Papa. Grandma needed to get out. Later on, Florida, they were games to pretend they were making up. Laughing sick shit. Okay? Took me a year to find out. They wouldn't tell me because they said Melissa's so stupid she made everything up when you were fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. She's actually that stupid. They call her stupid. Okay. When I asked John what's going on, I don't know. He said, I told Melissa, that's his ex-wife, you're going through a divorce, going to be moving out. She'll have her kids make up some. But don't worry about it, Mom. No one can say anything bad about you. She'll probably have her church people make up some too. But don't worry about it. Nobody could ever say anything bad about you. It's just made up because of the divorce. And I told him you're moving out. Well, you shouldn't have said anything till it happened. But I did. And because I did, and it's just made up, and no one can say anything bad about you. Don't worry about it. A couple years later, when Melissa pulled us down with him, okay, he called me up. Well, she had, after their divorce, she had snuck in his house hid. After she dropped off the kids, he got everybody settled when the bathroom comes out. She lunges at him screaming. Being startled, he shocked her. He didn't even know she was in the house. She laughed at him, knowing I am. She called 911, had him arrested domestic violence. That's not domestic violence. He lost his kids. Called me up, Mom, I'm going to try to get custody of the kids back. He said I need a reliable name to put on the court record. I had said, John, I work 2 jobs. I don't get off the first, let alone the second. I barely make it out. He said, but Mom, if you don't help me lose my kids forever, these are my kids. I said, I can't barely afford my apartment now. He's like, Mom, I need you to pick up Kenzie, Carrington, and Noah. He said, I have to have a reliable name to pick them up after school. I can't go for custody. I need your help. I said, John, I work 2 jobs. I'm sorry. I can't give up the first, let alone the second. I can't help you. I'm so sorry. And he's pleading me, and I feel horrible. But I didn't make enough not to work, let alone not to work 2 jobs. It wasn't part of it. Just like they lied on Danny and Jen, where they were supposed to a report that would tape a weird with herself. They didn't know about the body cameras. They didn't know they were taping in the bathroom. They didn't know about no shower scene or washing herself in the bathroom. They didn't know anything. They knew I had bruises, throwing up, and almost passing out, like Jen said. I didn't think anything about somebody hurting you. I didn't put it together. I thought you were working too hard and bruising too easy. I didn't think of someone hurting you. Nobody did. I'm even going to the doctor. Nobody's thinking of a rapist. Hmm? I have documented medical proof from my community health for giant bruises, throwing up, headache, severe personal infection. I'm blaming the dirty well water I'm showering in. And it's giving me cancer. Here I'm being drugged and told to say stuff and being raped in my own home by predators, running a drug stamp, drugging me up and telling me to say horrible stuff. I found out they were taping in the bathroom. They even photoshopped me. Supposed to have been washing myself in the shower in another room. Then they did a body ratio. The investigators said it wasn't even me, but it is a shower scene of somebody washing. They just put my head on her body. The bitch moved. They lied on Joshy that he told people that I was a flasher. He verified I'm not a flasher. And John verified July 25th, 25, Ward 62 investigator. I interviewed John years ago. He said nothing bad ever happened to him. So did all our kids. See, they thought if they made it up that I was a dirty person, they'd have a right to kill me in front of people. It was just a scam trying to get away with murdering somebody. That's all it is. It's a scam.